The Sports Source is brought to you by Fast Frame. Turn your memorabilia into a work of art.
This is the Sports Source, presented by Bill Hotz and Associates, and by Renewal by Andersen, with your host, John Pennington.
Good Sunday morning and welcome into our 15th anniversary show. We're about to start our 15th season on WATE, so today we're going to take a look back at a couple of segments in the show. We're going to take a look back with some photos, videos. Some of the guys on the show, the longtime members, were interviewed about being on the show that long. We'll talk about that, but also we're going to start, and we got plenty of Vols talk in between. So let's just dive right in. We appreciate the folks at Bill Hotz and Associates for bringing you today's show. And folks, you know, there are a lot of good lawyer jokes out there. Everybody knows that. But the laughing stops when you're the person who's been injured in a car accident and the other driver was texting, talking on the phone, drinking. Bill Hotz and Associates, they know your rights and they know what's fair and they know how to make good for you. Bill Hotz and Associates, be sure to give them a call. Mark down that website and that name, Bill Hotz and Associates. Okay, I want to welcome in the wave of panelists, and these guys have pretty much been with us from at least year two, but straight on through. So I appreciate Bob Hodge, Jimmy Himes, Mike Strange, Chuck Cavaleris for all being with us today. We got four more guys waiting in the wings, so it's a big panel today. Like I said, I wanted to start talking about UT football, and let's just begin with what Butch Jones said on Friday. And my question is it time to start worrying? Here's what Jones said: we have zero continuity on offense, and we have to step it up there. I trust that we will, but it's not to our expectations. The next few practices are monumental, so the next few days will tell us a lot about the makeup of our football team. Guys, there have been people hurt on offense, the offensive line, that has forced them to shorten, to push back scrimmages. They had a short one yesterday. Jarrett Garantano was out for a day due to a death in his family. So do you look at that and say, well, he's talking about the bodies? Or do you look at that and say, we're only a couple of weeks from the season and it looks like there's problems on the offense? Thoughts?
I will go with That's my quick thought. Yeah, I think this close to the season, that's not what you want to hear.
Okay, guys?
Well, it's not what you want to hear. I don't get too concerned about it, though, at this point, because it is so early. So and you're working in a lot of new people in terms of your quarterback and some of your receivers and so forth. Would you like it to be further ahead right now? Sure you would. But I don't think it's a great concern right now.
Wouldn't worry about it right now.
I wouldn't either. Look at the Titans game last night. They scored 3 points. I mean, that's, you know, we can see a lot more of them. We don't get to see much of Tennessee. That's just the way it is right now. I think what Butch Jones was saying, he was using that to motivate the guys.
And that was going to be part two of that.
Yeah.
Is this just
Yes.
motivational
I think
speak?
It may actually even be better, you know, in a way to have. I mean, isn't it the time of the year when the offense does lag a little bit behind, kind of like the hitting's behind the pitching? And look at all the new faces. You got a new offensive coordinator on top of everything else. So, I mean, there is some concern there. I can see why Bob would say that, but I think you have time to get things going.
If this was spring practice, I would be less concerned. But I mean, 2 weeks away from the game. Now, once again, nobody has gone over there and seen, okay, what are your problems? So, I mean, it could be a motivational ploy. But I just don't think it's good for a coach to come out at this point and say zero continuity. Is it injuries? Possibly. But I think it's worse.
One of the things, go ahead, Jimmy.
I was going to say what's interesting is you hear good things about other quarterbacks are doing well. I know we've got all these receivers are doing well, and John Kelly's doing well, and these offensive linemen. So you hear the individual parts seem to be doing well. It's
But as
the
an
unity part that seems to be lacking, apparently.
One thing that would worry me about it, and I went into the fall camp thinking that, even though it's August, we still call it fall camp. You're trying to break in 2 quarterbacks. You're splitting your reps at quarterback, which means, in my mind, it's going to be harder to get continuity. Because instead of having, all right, we got a lot of new people and new faces out here, but we've got a senior quarterback, or we know we've got one quarterback, that would add stability, I would think, and continuity to the offense rather than, okay, change it up. Now the next general comes onto the field. To me, that's what makes them stand out a little bit more. If I thought they had a surefire quarterback that they knew was the guy and they weren't going to split reps, it would be less of a concern. But the fact that they're having to rotate guys and give everybody time, that just seems like, you know, when you have a different quarterback in there, it's a different offense.
It's the nature. And John, you've pointed this out a lot of times, too. If it's zero continuity on offense, well, what's the defense doing? The defense is probably doing something right. So, I mean, the flip side of that is, I mean, that makes me feel a little bit better just thinking about what may be going on the defensive side of the ball.
Does Butch Jones seem like, I mean, this is year 5. Butch Jones the type that would use the media like that to try and send a message to his team?
Yes.
Don't all coaches? I mean,
Yeah.
I think most do.
Yeah,
My
I do
question
too.
is,
Yeah.
where does he gets a lot of bad rap for how he uses the press? I'm just asking, do you think that's intentioned? Does he do that more than some others, I think? But anyway. All right. We are going to catch a quick break. This is going to be a fast show, a really fast show. So when we come back, we're going to talk about who's doing well and who isn't. Folks whose stock is rising and falling over there as UT opens up practice, and we're just 2 or 3 weeks away from the season. Come on back. We talk more football. We got some hoops. We're going to talk about VFLs in the NFL and some look backs at pictures when we were younger and better looking. Come on back.